All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wahawah Kakwadash. I say double honor to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone for teaching his word in truth and sincerity and for ruling well. And salutations to my fellow Akim across the four corners of the globe, preaching in the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Hey, this is the brother Gabar Yahweh from GMS Hawaii, coming to you with another live lesson. Today's live lesson is entitled Edomites Hate God and His People. And what inspired this video was a video that I just watched from Apostle Tahara, was entitled All Edomites Hate God, you know, and it's the truth. And the reason why he did that video is because it is a video that you see in front of you is entitled Europe Leaves Christianity for Paganism. Okay, and you see with the Advent, well, not with the Advent, but since this devil been rolling into power, you know, that's what he been leaning on, was paganism. Paganism is big all throughout Europe, whether you go to Germany, the Netherlands, parts of Britain, Ireland. You know, you got a lot. You got Jakes in that too. Jakes were into paganism too in the ancient world too, and in the Middle Ages as well. You know, a lot of these churches that you see in all throughout the world, a lot of those churches were set up to be unholy places, man. Because first of all, the Most High is not in them churches, man. Okay, He don't dwell in these houses made with hands, and you're going to see why I'm bringing that out. Matter of fact, since I opened it up with that, let me bring this scripture out real quick. This is Acts chapter 7, verse 48. Okay, this is Acts 7 and 48. And it says, howbeit most this is Acts 7 and 48. It says, howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as says the prophets. Even is, I'm sorry, let me read it again. Heaven is my throne, and earth is my footstool. What house will ye build me, saith the Lord, or what is the place of my rest? All right. So, you know, we're taught, especially living here in America and abroad, we're taught that when you see a place with steeples and with gargoyles on them and crosses, we're taught that, oh, this is the house of God. That's the house of God. That's the house where you worship God at. That's what we're told. But in reality, these buildings are nothing more than temples to paganism. And so now you're starting to see these devils with that veneer, that Christianity veneer is fading from these devils, you know, and their true spirit is coming out. Okay, their true spirit of wickedness, their true spirit of debauchery, their true spirit of anti-Hamashiach, because all these Edomites are anti-Messiah, man. All these Edomites are anti the Lord's people. All these Edomites are anti the Most High, man. Okay, and at a time when Jake ruled when Jake ruled Europe in the Middle Ages, that's when a lot of these churches start popping up, you know. And then you had different sects of what will become known as Christianity. You had Catholicism, and then eventually you had all these different spin-offs or break-offs from the Catholic Church. All right, that's why a lot of these churches in Europe, they look like what Catholic cathedrals, man. Because when these Edomites, even before the Edomites ruled, because you had Jakes that were the head of the Catholic Church. Jakes meaning so-called black people at that particular time, black men at that particular time. And then what they do, they set up these different smaller churches in different areas, man. You know, to keep a rule over the people, and they use religion, so-called religion, to keep the people in bounds, man. And so now this devil, he's been ruling. Now he's leaving that. A lot of these devils, they're not using that disguise of Christianity no more. And Christianity is not in line with the Most High. When you read the scriptures, the real Christians are Israelites, man. Okay, the real believers are Israelites, man. All right, not Edomites or other people of other nations calling themselves worshiping God. You drive down any ghetto USA, you'll find a church. You drive anywhere in the USA, you'll find a church Even these heathen got so-called Christian churches dedicated to them, you know. But the point of the matter is that Esau no longer needs to use the guise of religion and his so-called belief in God, because what has Christianity done for the world, man? What has it done in a positive way for the world, man? Besides put the people in a deeper sleep, and confuse the people and lie to the people. So now these devils like, fuck it, we're gonna do what we want to do, and we're gonna show you that these churches are not the house of the Lord, man. Okay, and I'm gonna play this video real quick.
Martyrs Free Church in Edinburgh, part of the history of Christianity in Scotland. Today it's Frankenstein, which describes itself as both a family-friendly venue and a place for stag parties and bar-top dancers.
Yeah, you see? But this is supposed to be the house of God, man. They got a bar, they got a half-dead necromancy going on in here, because that's what Frankenstein was all about, necromancy and witchcraft. Are these Edomites being destroyed? Because this is supposed to be God's house, right? These churches are supposed to be God's house, right? God's supposed to live there. But why these people ain't being judged? Because these houses are not the houses of the Most High. In reality, they're the fact that they're doing paganism in these so-called once hallowed halls is that they is really the fact that they've always been doing paganism in these churches, man. Because Christianity is nothing more than paganism, guys, with the guise of the Holy Bible, man, of veneer with the Holy Bible, because they don't follow after the scriptures, they don't follow after the law, statute, commandments of the Heavenly Father, and they don't acknowledge his people who are here. It's all a lie. They acknowledge the lie. God loves everybody. Those Edomites living in Israel today, those got to be God's people because they got back there after 1945. All of that's a lie, man.
This is St. Paul's Church.
Yeah, and then he also said that they had stag parties. I looked that up. It says, what is a stag party? A stag party is a celebration held for a man shortly before his wedding, which you call bachelor parties today in America, attended by male friends only. A stag night is known as a stag weekend, stag do or stag party, a bucks night, or a bachelor's party is a party held for the man who is to shortly enter marriage. A stag night is usually planned by groomsmen, occasionally with the assistance of a bachelor party planner. So it's nothing more than a bachelor party. And what happens at these bachelor parties, man? And these bachelorette parties, man? It's like they one last night, so-called last night of debauchery. You know, the woman, she's fucking and sucking. The man, he's doing homosexual acts. You know, doing all kinds of crazy shit. And a movie that showed you that was that movie, The Hangover, man. I think they had one where the dude went to Bangkok and he was fucking on a train. You know? So, you know, these stag parties, and then they got Frankenstein going on, and then they got a fucking circus going on in there. Because Christianity is a circus too. So this is what these churches all look like, man. Because this is what they're doing. They're not reverencing the Most High, man. And where's the white Christ at? Did he jump off that cross and hobble his ass down to these people and destroy people? No, he didn't do none of that, man, because it's all a veneer. It's all a lie.
Bristol, England. It's now a school for circus performers. School for Paul's Church in Bristol, England. This is St. Paul's Church in Bristol, England. It's now a school for circus performers. And in Llanera, Spain, the Church of Santa Barbara is now Chaos Temple. Chaos
Temple. With homosexual vibration in there, and turn that shit into a fucking skating park, man. You know? You see? Because this man never believed in the Most High, man. He used Christianity to destroy the world. And he got a bunch of jakes and he got a bunch of heathens wrapped up in Christianity. And they don't mind if those people are going, because they know that that's a lie. But the jakes and these other nations, they don't know that, man. Like they heavily missionarized or it used missionaryism heavily in Africa, man. Where chiefly on the West Coast and on parts of the east of Africa, man. And they go there talking about they spreading the good news. And these Hamites over there, They've been taken by it, and Jake's been taken by it, and they come to Europe and they see how unchristian these Edomites are, and they like, wow, watch, you're gonna see.
Skateboard park. But before you get angry with the owners of Frankenstein, understand that Europe today has more empty church buildings than it knows what to do with.
Yeah, the reason why it had so many churches in the Middle Ages is because the strength of the Catholic Church. Then you had the Protestant Church, and you had schisms within Christianity at a certain point when Jake was ruling, man. And also too, having that church, a nice church built, that was also a sign of wealth. Jake would dedicate the church in their names. Like there's a picture of, let me show y'all. Let me see if I can find it. There's a picture of a Jake that ruled in Europe. His name was Saxony, Salakia. Let me go to my bookmarks. Maybe. Hold on. His name was Edward of Saxony. Let me see if I find him. Just bear with me, brothers. Yeah. This is the I'll show you the picture. Because during the time when Jake was ruling in the mid centuries, man, Jake was we're a spiritual people, man. So they pushed that vibration heavy, and they made them Edomites get into it, man. And that's what Esau used to take over Europe, that Catholicism in the world. Christianity was used as a guise to take over the world, man. What did the so-called Pope say when he gave that edict to come to the Americas? He said these people were heathens and godless, man, and that they needed to be Christianized, man. And if they refused, then they would be killed, man. But now they don't need that no more. They don't need Christianity to influence the world anymore, man. Now they just bringing out their wickedness, man. I'm just looking for this picture. I can't remember his name. I know it's like Frederick of Saxony. I don't want to get it mixed up. I'm gonna see if I can find it. If I can't find it, that's all right. But these are all Middle Age. This during the Middle Ages. You had Jake's and rulership, man. A bust of a black boy, probably a cardinal's son. Remember, I told you the Israelites were the heads of the churches that you know today. The Catholic Church. He has a cardinal's bishop's hat on his chain, and this is clearly a black boy. It says a black boy, probably a cardinal's son, because he is wearing a medallion bearing the coat of arms of a cardinal of a Catholic church, which I told you Jake's ruled it. As would be expected, the Walters Museum claims the child is a servant by Jan Clowney, which he wasn't. That was somebody's son, man. Let me see if I can't find this. I'm gonna try to look it up. But you want to see that Jake was the ones in these churches, and they had statues of themselves in the churches. Hold on. Yeah, this is Frederick the Elector of Saxony, and they try to make him an Edomite, but he's really a Jake, and I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna prove that he was a black man. They made him white right there. This is what his real. This is what he really looked like. Right here. This is Frederick of Saxony. This is a black man, and is sitting in a church somewhere. I think it's sitting in the UK somewhere. But it says John Saxony, John as John the Steadfast, or John the Constant. Okay. And Jays would put themselves in these churches. They would make statues to themselves and attribute it to themselves, show themselves as like good Christian knights, even though they were going off anyway. But see, Esau don't need this no more. So now he's taking all these different places, and they're already defiled anyway. And that's why you don't see nothing happen. Ain't ain't no large cave-ins or nothing. Because if this is truly the house of the Most High, of the of the God the one they everybody call God and Jesus, then wouldn't something happen? But it's not. Like you said, they have more empty churches than they know what to do with.
Because Europe is by and large no longer Christian.
Yeah, Europe is no
These
longer
are the
Christian.
remnants of a lost civilization, Christian civilization. It was once at the very heart of European life and culture.
Yeah, because why? Because Israelites was dead. The Israelites were the ones that was pushing Christian vibration first, even though it was still going off in paganism. You had Constantine the Great. He was another a pagan, but he was an Israelite. But he gelled that paganism and Christianity together. And that's a video for another time.
Those days are long gone.
Yeah, those days are long gone. And now you got this. There's probably no God. Now stop worrying and enjoy your life. And these are the words of Satan. And that sounds like Aleister Crowley, you know. But this is how every Edomite feel. Now, when you walk to an Edomite, you say, "Oh, do you believe in God?" Some of them say, "Well, I don't know. I'm not sure." Some of them say, "Oh, yeah, I believe." But the way they live, the way they treat people is not in a godly manner. They use Christianity to enslave us. How about that? They use Christianity to wholesale murder us, man. They use Christianity to do all manners of wickedness to us, man. You see, that's another reason why a lot of Jakes, when you bring the Bible out, they attribute it to Christianity when the Bible has nothing to do with Christianity, man. The Bible has everything to do with the redemption of the children of Israel, man. Okay, the coming of our Lord Yahweh Shai. Okay, the history of the Israelites, man. This whole book is a history book of the Israelites and how their God, our power, the only living power, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, dealt with them, man. But then the devil will say, there's probably no God. This is Psalms. I'm sorry. Psalms. This is Psalms 10 and 4. No, I'm sorry. Proverb. Nope. I'm all excited. Salakia. Thought it was, Psalms 14 and 1. It says the chief musician of Psalms, the fool have said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. So there's no Edomite that doeth good. And these are some of their abominable works, man. Here it is, a place of so-called worship. Now these niggas they openly worshiping Satan. You know, they're having stag parties, orgies. Okay, they're having all kinds of circus parties going on in there. Frankenstein, you know, because this man don't believe in the Most High, man. Most High, he don't think about the Lord's law. He don't think about the Most High. He don't think about his power. In fact, he tries to attribute everything that's being happened and done to himself, man. This is the kind of devil we dealing with. And he's a fool. The fool have said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. And all of the works of the Edomites are abominable. Look at they rap sheet. It's abominable works. There is none that do good. So there is no Edomite that do good. So that's why when a lot of these Edomites who are not being recognized as so-called Christians, which that's another video for another time too, because Christianity, as you know it, is all bullshit anyway, and it's pagan in itself. It has pagan roots all in it, man. It's not dealing with the truth of the Bible. They're working off a lie. Because at one time, the reason why you had so many churches in the UK, hold on, let me go back to this one. The reason why you had so many churches in Europe wasn't because the so-called white man was all religious and pious. No, it was because Israelites ruled and they had these religious places of worship, man. Whether it was a open paganism, because you had paganism and you had Christianity, and they were both for vying for basically that number one spot, you know. So in order for them to get more people into the church, what they do, they put that paganism in there, change dates and days, right? And so to see that these Edomites are walking away from that or not dealing with that, especially he said that Edomites is like 30 and under, they're going straight to Satan, man.
Was once at the very heart of European life and culture. Those days are long gone. Among the British, belief in the Christian God has plummeted.
Yeah, they say the belief in the Christian God has plummeted, man. You know, because this devil don't believe. He never believed, man. Even when he was Esau, he didn't believe, man. And again, it says they have done abominable works. There is none that do it good. So there's no good Edomite on the earth, man. The fool have Psalms 53:1. The fool has said in his heart, there is no God. Corrupt are they, and have done abominable iniquity. So abominable, that work they were doing was sins, man. There is none that doeth good. And when you see what they're doing in these churches, this is what they're showing you. But what about what they're not showing you, man? They're doing all kinds of wickedness, man. You got, and another reason to tell you that those Christian churches ain't holy is you got homosexual pastors and preachers. You got deacons that's homosexual, lesbians. You got women speaking. That shit is off, man. You see? Because this man doesn't believe in the Most High, man. This is another quick scripture. This is Psalms 10:4. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts, right? So he's not going to seek after the Most High because he's proud. You know, and when he does things, he don't do it thinking that, oh man, God's going to judge me for this, or when he really calls God is going to judge me for this. Because that's Yahweh is the heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai is his son. But they don't think about their actions and how the Lord is going to judge them when they do it. They just do it because they're proud. And so it's like he said he will not seek after the Most High. And the Most High is not in all his thoughts, man. Okay.
The trajectory is very clear. So something like 70-75% of British under 30s say they have no religion.
Yeah, you see? Like, and when they say British, they ain't talking about Jakes. They talking about these Edomites, man. Because those are the ones that call themselves British.
Stephen Bullivant, author of.
But you got Jakes that don't believe too. Mass exodus, a Catholic disaffiliation in Britain and America since Vatican, since the Vatican II. You see?
Mass exodus says Europe's move away from Christianity is accelerating.
People often ask me, especially in the Catholic Church, it's kind of, you know, what can we do to kind of bring everyone back, you know? And half serious, I always say, well, invest in time machine technology.
The data is clear. Christianity in Europe is dying.
Dr. Harvey Quiani, professor of African Christianity and theology at Liverpool Hope University, is from the Christian nation of Malawi. He says moving to what he calls Britain's pagan culture was a shock.
Growing up in Africa, growing up in Malawi, Christianity is exploding. The median age of an African Christian is 19. Coming to Europe, these are post-Christian people. They have moved away from Christianity. I teach students who would tell me I'm a third, fourth generation pagan in my family.
God is still moving in Europe, but the larger culture has been lost. And although some governments might still be officially Christian.
And don't get it twisted, these same so-called Christian devils, these are the same ones that enslaved us, raped us, robbed us, murdered us. They're still doing wickedness to us to this very day, man. Christian doctor faces new investigation over prayer with patience, man. You see, you can't. These devils are, and some of these people that look like Edomites, they could be Jakes. This is, you can't forget that. You know what I'm saying? But we know that the Most High is not in Esau's thoughts, man. You know, so he's not gonna pray over you. If he do pray, he gonna pray to Satan, man. He gonna pray to some boogeyman somewhere, some demon that to destroy you, man. You know, he's not gonna pray for your life because he don't care.
They are now openly persecuting Christians.
And they try to make that part of the scriptures in Revelation, talking about there's going to be a great persecution of Christians. No, it's going to be a persecution of Israelites that believe in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You Christians, you just going to fall for the okie doke, man, like you already doing.
What is hard for people in America?
Look at this devil. She look like a demon. Don't she like a demon? Hold on, man. Look at this bitch, man. She look like a female version of Kim Copeland, man. That other demon. Look at this demon, man. Christian Concern, Andrea Williams. Okay, this smug demon were sipping tea while Jake was getting their backs beat, man. And they were pushing their form of Christianity down Jake's throat, man.
For people in America to understand is that people in Great Britain really have no notion of what Christianity is.
Look at that demon. She's like a demon, man. And because Christianity is big in America, because what they brought it over here. They brought that shit over here from Europe, man. But they didn't come over here as being persecuted. Christianity was just huge, man. So you had the worst of the worst come to America and establish this place, man. But they used that so-called godly fervor to confuse people, man. Can you imagine having to sit next to this devil in the kingdom of heaven? Hell no, bro. That bitch gotta get put to death, bro. Looking like that, man. Looking like a straight up demon, man.
Of what Christianity is.
Attorney Andrea Williams of Christian Concern in London spends much of her time defending clients like Christian Dr. David Makareth, who, because of his Christian beliefs, refused to call a transgender man a woman and was fired.
In essence, I'm now being compelled to say things which I cannot say. But when I'm told to call a man a woman, or call a woman a man, they're pushing my conscience.
It says Christian doctor lost his job after refusing to identify a 6 foot tall, bearded man as madam. You see? Because it's all bullshit, man. That's how you know that this man. Let me get another quick scripture. Where's that? Where's it at? This is Isaiah. Was Isaiah 29:16? It's like Isaiah 29:16. It says, "Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding?" And that's what this devil does. That's what this devil says. He says that the Most High don't have any understanding. The one that made him, created him, he looks at him like, why'd you create me? I could create it myself. That's how he thinks, man. And his turning the things upside down. A man is being esteemed as a woman, and a woman is being esteemed as a man. It don't even matter if you're not even a female, bro. This dude 6 foot. You say somebody was 6 foot tall with a beard, and you had to call that nigga madam, man, knowing that you a grown ass man. But this is what the world pushes, man. And you can't even open the scriptures and start going into the scriptures before people will either shut you down, ridicule you, mock you, scorn you, scoff at you. You see? Because this world is ran by who? The devil. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked. The wicked don't think about the Lord, okay? The wicked don't have no part in the Lord. Why you think he's trying so hard to destroy the children of Israel, man? He think he gonna get his birthright back carnally, man. Not understanding that it wasn't even his from the jump. Spiritually, it wasn't even his. He don't even know that. That's how far gone his devil is. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the face of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right. That's what this devil does. And if you go scroll back when this Edomite was talking about, they were talking about this Edomite's book. Let me see. His book. They showed the cover of his book, and it was a bunch of Jakes in the yeah. They showed the cover of his book, and this is all Jakes in the Catholic Church, man. They got graffiti all in there and shit. But these are all dark images, man. Let me see if I can find that book, Mass Exodus. Right? Yeah. This is the cover of that book. I just want to get the cover. See, it ain't going to get bigger. Let me see if I can. Yeah, it's not going to get any bigger. Hold on. Salakia. What is going on? Trying to get the picture. Yeah. So if you can see, it's not clear, but these are all dark images, okay, of Israelites, man. And this is the same thing Esau did when he got control. He went and started tearing the churches up. He started attacking these different buildings that Jake had built in the Middle Ages and start destroying the dark images through his iconoclasm. And then now you see this one. This is an old church with dark images in there, and they got graffiti all in there. The cross is on the wall, but you know. Let me go back to this. So this man, he got people, the wicked, because they're in power. This is what they're pushing, man. They're trying to get you away. They're trying to get the world away from thinking about the Most High, man. They want the world to think like they think, man, in technology and science and Satanism, basically, because all that shit is all Satanism, man. You know, the way they're going about things is a satanic vibration, man. They want to be God, man.
Or call a woman a man. They're pushing my conscience where it cannot go, because I could not serve my Savior, the Lord Jesus Christ, and do that.
Yeah, see, he think he's serving the Lord, man. You know?
It's the same story for Christians across Europe. In Finland, a Christian member of parliament faces possible prison time for simply tweeting Bible verses that condemn homosexuality.
Yeah, you can't even bring that up.
Olivant warns it will probably get worse as Europe returns to its pagan roots.
At the end of that road,
You see, they got a crazy looking Jake over there, man. Even Jake is into that shit, which Jake was into paganism in the Middle Ages too, man. This is what these devils do, man. But they ain't the devil. They ain't the Edomites the Bible speaks of, man. Here it is, a group of people that don't even believe in the Lord, man. They don't believe in the Heavenly Father, his people. They hate his people. They hate the Most High. When Yahushua comes and these devils see that Yahushua is a so-called black man, you think they're going to accept that? You think the so-called white man is going to accept the one who they early called Jesus as a so-called black man? Hell no. A lot of them going to have heart attacks right on the spot, man, right on the scene. He's black. He's a nigga. No. You know what I'm saying? Because they really believe that this all-loving Edomite is going to fly out the sky and hop off the cross and give them daisies, man. You know? This is what they do, man. And I was looking at this. It kind of showed that these Edomites are the Edomites that the Bible speaks of. These devils, they took meat, right? These devils took meat and they were putting it in a cauldron. And listen to what this devil say, man. But vocab will say the Edomites aren't here. Listen to this shit.
Delicious one. I'm going to.
Matter of fact, hold up.
That's how.
up in a couple different ways.
I like.
Check this out.
Now Nate has already said that the sous vide is cooked almost perfectly to what he likes. So I think I'm going to start with shish kebabbing the raw steak, because you could bring the cow out and introduce me, and I would think it's delicious. So that's how raw I like it.
You see, she'll eat a raw cow, man. She'll eat a cow, man, that's raw. That's an Edomite. Only an Edomite would say some shit like that. You know, you got Jake, simple as they find the Esau thinking that rare meat is good, raw meat is good. These are devils, man.
I'm just going to put this whole piece down in and see what kind of results I get.
Probably a delicious one. I'm going to kind of pretend this is a campfire.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna call that one. That looks pretty good.
I have no idea if this is raw, but even if it is, that's probably okay.
You see, that's the devil. You ain't supposed to eat raw meat. I told you this dude is adverse to the Lord. I mean, come on, listen. This is Genesis chapter 25, and I'm gonna go straight to the point. 25. Let's see, 25. Genesis chapter 25, verse, this is Genesis 25 and 28. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, and Rebekah loved Jacob. See, Esau already knew laws, the laws that his father Isaac taught him, but he still was adverse to him. You couldn't feed Isaac no raw ass meat, but Esau, him being impatient, he didn't care to eat it. He didn't care if he had to eat it, man. He was just hungry. He wanted to satisfy his appetite. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob sowed pottage, and Esau came from the field and was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom, right? And how do we know? And how do we know that red meat or red pottage was meat? All you got to do is go to Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Hebrews 12, verse 16. Hebrews 12 and 16. It says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. And that meat that he sold his birthright for was some raw meat, was some red meat. And these Edomites, they still love to eat that way to this day. To this day. Because it's in their spirit to eat raw meat, to eat red meat. And the bitch said it tastes good. It tastes better. Why? Listen to what she said. Listen to what this devil said.
I have no idea if this is raw, but even if it is, that's probably okay.
So this is sous vide cooked, and I put it on my little hook wire and threw it in to get a little bit of crust.
This is my not cooked at all, but it was a very thin slice. Ooh!
Not bad.
Way too overcooked for my taste.
Yeah, because they don't like well done. You see, when the Lord told us that when we eat meat, that we're not supposed to eat it with its blood in it, but we got to cook it all the way through, man. That's a law. But you see, Esau, he's so adverse against it. This shows his contentment, his malcontentment, his hatred for the Most High, man. This is Malachi 1 and 4. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh by Yahweh Shai of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness. So wherever these devils are at, they are the borders of wickedness. It starts and stops with them, man. And wherever they go, you can best believe wickedness is going to be happening, going down there. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, the people against whom the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai have indignation forever. So the one they ignorantly call Jesus don't love them. Yahweh Shai don't love them. Most High don't love them. Okay. This is Malachi 1 and 2. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob and I hated Esau. So the Most High hates Esau. And Esau knows this. In their spirit, they know that they're not likening to the Most High. And I'm going to show you a story of what happens to an Edomite that try to call himself getting right, because the Lord ain't done with no Edomite, man. This is the story of Antiochus being put to death, man, after he tried to roll on Jake, okay, because he was catching some L's. He caught some losses in Persia, all right? He came back. He was all mad and shit. So he wanted to take it out on the Israelites, the Jews at that particular time. This is 2 Maccabees 9 and 4. It says 9 and 3. Now, when he came to, I'll start at the top. This is 2 Maccabees 9 and 1. About that time came Antiochus. This is Antiochus the fourth, Epiphanes, with dishonor out of the country of Persia. For he had entered the city called Persepolis and went about to rob the temple, because that's what the dude do. The thief cometh not, but to steal, kill, and destroy. And to hold the city, whereupon the multitude running to defend themselves with their weapons, put them to flight. And so it happened, Antiochus being put to flight, of the inhabitants returned in shame. Now, when he came to Ecbatana, news was brought him that had happened unto Nicanor and Timotheus. Then, swelling with anger, he thought to avenge upon the Jews the disgrace done unto him by those that made him flee. So basically, he wanted to take his anger out on the Israelites, man. Therefore, commanded he his chariot, a man to drive without ceasing, and to dispatch the journey to the journey. The judgment of the Most High now following him, for he had spoken proudly in this sort. And this, the Most High is going to do this to you Edomites this time. All them proud thoughts you got against Jake, they're going to go to nowhere. They're going to fail. And the Most High is going to return it on your own head. He would come to, he says, he would, he had spoken proudly in this sort. He would come to Jerusalem and make it a common burying place of Jews. But the Lord Almighty, the power of Israel, smote him with an incurable and invisible plague. Coronavirus, shit is real. Anyway, it says that invisible enemy. But he did hit him with an invisible plague. You couldn't see it, but it hit him, and he plagued his guts. For as soon as he had spoken these words, a pain of the bowels that was remediless came upon him, and sort of torments of the inner parts. So it fucked his stomach up. The Lord hit his guts, man. He didn't get that nigga a gut shot, and that most justly, for he had tormented other men's bowels with many strange torments. And you can read about that in 2 Maccabees chapter 7, where he tormented Jake because they didn't want to eat pork. When eating pork goes against the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Hawashai. Howbeit, he nothing at all ceased from his bragging. So even that gut shot didn't stop this devil from bragging, but still was filled with pride, breathing out fire in his rage against the Jews and commanding to haste the journey. But it came to pass that he fell down from his chariot, carried violently, so that having a sore fall. So this nigga was getting dragged by his chariot. He fell off his chariot, and he was dragged by that motherfucker. That having a sore fall, all the members of his body were much pain. Hey, the Lord broke this nigga's body, man. Look, let's keep on reading. And thus he that a little afore thought he might command the waves of the sea, so proud was he beyond the condition of man, and weigh the high mountains in a balance, was now cast on the ground and carried in a horse litter, showing forth unto all the manifest power of the Most High, so that the worms rose up out of the body of this wicked man. And he was an Edomite, this wicked man. And whilst he lived in sorrow and pain, his flesh fell away. So the Lord hit this dude with a deteriorating disease, man. Not only did he fuck his guts up, he made his flesh start falling away off this nigga, man. The nigga started turning into the end of the movie, The Avengers, man. Nigga started disappearing and shit. And the filthiness of his smell was noisome to all his army, said. So he stank that the nigga was living, but he smelled like a zombie. He smelled like a dead body. You see? And the man that thought a little afore he could reach the stars of heaven, no man could endure to carry for his intolerable stink. So that nigga stunk so bad, they couldn't even afford to carry this nigga. Here, therefore, being plagued, he began to leave off his great pride and to come to the knowledge of himself by the scourge of the Most High, his pain increasing every moment. And when he himself could not abide his own smell, he said these words, "It is meet to be subject unto the Most High." He said, God, unto God, which he's talking about Yahweh. And that a man that is mortal should not proudly think of himself as if he were the Most High. This wicked person vowed also unto the Lord, who now no more would have mercy upon him, saying thus. Yeah, so he thought he was going to get some mercy from the Lord. Let's see if the Lord showed this nigga mercy, man. That the holy city to which he was going in haste to lay it, even with the ground, and to make it a common burying place, he was set it at liberty. So now the nigga saying he gonna make it free. as touching the Jews whom he had judged not worthy so much as to be buried, but to be cast out with their children to be devoured of the fowls. And that's what's going to happen to you Edomites. You Edomites, you ain't going to be buried, man. You're not going to be buried with the rest. You're going to be, them fowls going to eat your ass, man. And wild beasts, he would make them all equal to citizens of Athens. So now this nigga talking about, oh yeah, I'm gonna make everybody a citizen. You know, he trying to basically cop a plea to the Most High. But the Most High wasn't trying to hear that shit, man. Because he already knew that devil heart. What he would have got better and he would have just did the same wickedness, man. Just like you niggas now with this coronavirus, man. And the rest of these heathens, man. You think you're gonna get better and just go by. No, it's gonna get worse, man. It says the holy temple, which people he had spoiled, he would garnish with goodly gifts and restore all the holy vessels with many more, and out of his own revenue defray the charges belonging to the sacrifices. It says, yeah, and that also he would become a Jew himself. So you see, this nigga said, I'm gonna become a Jew, you know, because he knew that this destruction was coming on him from the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Hawashai. He knew it. And then the nigga was talking about he wanted to be a Jew too and go through all the world that was inhabited and declare the power of the Most High. And he thought that that was going to get him a reprieve. But for all this, his pain would not cease. For the just judgment of the Most High was come upon him. Therefore, despairing of his health, he wrote unto the Jews the letter underwritten containing the form of the supplication after this manner, you know. And then he started promising Jake a whole bunch of stuff. But just to show you that the Most High not dealing with Esau, man. And all the torments that this devil has done to the Lord's people, you think the Most High is going to be dealing with him? You think he's going to be dealing with his Christianity? Hey, this devil used Christianity. This devil used Christianity to destroy his people, man. How many books you took out of the Bible and created the slave Bible, man, so that you only had the scriptures that pertain to loving your master and obeying your master, man. But you took everything else out, man. You took the salvation out. You took the history out. You took everything out, man. You gave Jake a pamphlet. You know, you try to take the Apocrypha out and get rid of that, but guess what? It's still here. All you got to do is get the 1611 King James, and you can even buy an Apocrypha separately, man. But they took that out because they didn't want Jake to have any hope. This devil wants you to believe that he's the power. You know, he wants you to believe that he is the Most High, but he's not. He's just a man. Let me get that. It's in Ezekiel. This is Ezekiel 28 and 9. Ezekiel 28 and 9. Ezekiel 28 and 9. It says, wilt thou yet say before him that slayeth thee? And that's what Antiochus was saying. Wilt thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am God, but thou shalt be a man and no God in the hand of him that slayeth thee. That's right. Thou shalt die the death of the uncircumcised by the hand of strangers, for I have spoken it, saith the Lord Yahweh, man. And you devils gonna do that. You're gonna die the death of the uncircumcised, man. You're gonna be destroyed, man. The death of the heathen. You know? You try to reply against the Most High like you're a power, but you're not, man. You're just a man. Hey, the brother put it up. I was gonna look it up, but the brother put it up there. I'll get it. This is a brother, Kana, Israel, tribe of Benjamin, 2 Thessalonians 2 2 and 4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. And that's what you devils did. And examples of that is in your Iconoclasm. If you go to Christian churches, all you see is Edomite images over every place. But then when you go deep into Europe, you still see those dark images that they didn't get to, man. They just left it up there, man. You know, he opposes all and he said that he's God, man. Oh, my technology. Oh, look at this. Look at this. We can put a chip in everybody, and we're gonna be gods, and we're gonna have an omnipotent view of all the people on the earth, including these Israelites, man. That's what you think, man. But you, just like your kingdom is falling, that veneer is falling. It's like old paint chips falling off a wall, man. It don't happen over, the whole wall don't get clean overnight. That shit just happen over time. You start seeing it. You ever walk into a room where it had old paint and that shit is chipping and peeling off the wall? Well, that's Esau's Christianity. That's Esau's lies and robbery. That's Esau's hidden things. That's Esau's veneer, man. And the truth of this devil is being shown, man. You was never a believer of the Most High Yahweh Shema Shai. You was never a believer of the Lord. You always hated the Lord's people. Okay, you ain't never like you was never aching spiritually to the Most High His people, man. Even though you call yourself a Jew today, Ezekiel 35:5. What are they doing over there in Israel, man? They hold the biggest homosexual parade on the planet Earth over there. They're doing wickedness over there, witchcraft, sorcery. You know, they got all kinds of religions over there. Ezekiel 35:5, because thou has had a perpetual hatred, has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time of their iniquity had an end. Right, because you had a perpetual hatred against us, man. And you can't even understand it, but we can. And the super elite know it too. They're trying to get that birthright back. You're not getting it. You ain't got it because you ain't getting it. Huh? You ain't got it. You see, here it is. The Catholic Church is the biggest so-called church organization in the world. Matter of fact, it's the biggest organization in the world, and they have pedophile rings, man. This is the major religions in the world. It's Christianity and Islam, man. Those are the two major religions in the world, and Islam came out of Catholicism. Christianity came out of Catholicism, right? You know, and what is the Catholic Church? You're talking about a mass exodus from the Catholic Church, but people need to get the fuck out of there, man. That's nothing but a den of wickedness and evil, man. Child pedophilia, murder, lying, child sacrifice. It's the hugest pedophile ring on the planet Earth, man. But they still in power. They still running around with the Pope touching little kids, man, kissing on them, putting his mouth on little children, man, touching them and touching them inappropriately, man. Y'all doing that, man. You're going off, man. Okay. And you doing this because you hate the Lord, man. Because if you truly love the Lord, you wouldn't be doing no shit like that. You wouldn't even think twice about getting away from that shit. You would get away from it, but you like it. Wickedness is like shit to flies, man. They just attracted to it automatically, man. Okay, so I just wanted to bring this out, man. I hope brothers will edify the water to all the brothers in Select Aqua that's on the comment board. That's also, because this is a whole lessons right here. All these scriptures that brothers brought out. You know, I'm sorry I didn't get to them, but the water for you brothers sharing in this lesson with me, man. I really appreciate it. I know, you know, the elect appreciate it, man. You know, I pray that I'm part of the elect just like you brothers, man. You know, I don't give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Dash. I say double honor to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone for teaching his word in truth and sincerity and for ruling well. And salutations to my fellow Ak, and keep pushing, keep striving. Hey, we almost out of here. Hey, shalom.